So Yenny had some gummies. She shared the gummies equally among some friends. If she gave each friend 4 gummies, she would have 1 gummy left. And if she gave each friend 5 gummies, she would be short of 4 gummies. How many gummies did she have? Okay, so as we can see, this involves 2 different scenarios, all right, whereby she gave her friends different number of gummies each. Okay, and in these 2 scenarios, we can tell that this is a surplus. All right, and this is a shortage. So surplus meaning to say there is leftover gummies, or you can say there is excess gummies in the end. All right. Now, in these 2 scenarios, all right, what we understand is that the number of friends have to be the same. Okay, it has to be consistent between the 2 scenarios. So this concept is a bit different from concept 1. So concept 1 in my previous video, we know that the number of items, or sorry, number of groups, or like the number of packets, would not be the same, would not necessarily have to be the same. Okay, but for this one, she's sharing among some friends. So the number of friends that she's going to share with have to be consistent and fixed between both scenarios. Okay, hence you see the concept means is fixed number of groups. All right, so when shared, this is what I just explained. When shared, the number of gummies has to be equal to a fixed number of friends. Okay, so we have one more layer to consider, which is the number of friends. So later you shall see how we're going to record that down. Okay, so let's start off with giving each friend 4 gummies with 1 gummy left. So how do I record this down? I will think of the listing concept, the listing method with the multiples involved. Okay, so the table, whereby if I give each friend 4 gummies, so if I give 1 friend 4 gummies, if I have 2 friends, means I give them 8 gummies. If I have 3 friends, means I give them 12 gummies, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope you can tell based on what I just said, it's a multiples of 4. So multiples of 4, you can just write it down like this. Now, when I distribute my gummies to many, many friends, okay, I don't know how many friends are there. At this point, I really still don't know. When I keep distributing to all my friends, I realize that, okay, in the end, after I distribute, I realize I got 1 gummy left. So if I want to find out how many gummies she has, I also have to include back the 1 gummy. So I have to plus 1 to whatever numbers in my top row, is there. All right, so I have to plus 1 to that to include that in my total gummies. So your aim of this question is to find out how many gummies are there, but of course, in consideration, the friends are the same in both scenarios. Okay, so let's list down multiples of 4 first. There's no condition here. They didn't say the number of gummies is from what to what number, right? Okay, so we can just start off with 4 then. So 4, 8, 12. How do you know when it finishes? Okay, it's okay, just list down maybe say a few first. Yeah, I'll just list down until maybe 24. And then from there, all this number of sweets is the potential number of sweets that you've distributed to your friends. Okay, but because I have 1 left over, I need to plus 1 to all the numbers here. So make sure it's neat when you write down. The plus 1 numbers are directly underneath the top row. Okay, then in my second scenario, if I give each friend 5 gummies, that's the second scenario, I'll be short of 4 gummies. So in my second scenario, I do the same table. Again, this time I distribute 5 gummies per person. So if I give 5 to 1 friend, okay, there will be 5 sweets. If I give 5 to 2 friends, then there will be 10 sweets that I've distributed. If I give to 3 friends, there will be 15 sweets that I've distributed. So again, it's a multiples of 5. Okay, now, but whatever I've distributed, I realize that after distributing, I am short of 4 gummies. If I'm short of 4 gummies, that means when I tried distributing, I realized that I do not have enough gummies to distribute to my fixed number of friends. So that means the real number of gummies that I'm holding on to, I'm lacking 4. Whatever I wanted, I hope to distribute to 5 to each person. I realize I'm short of 4. So if I'm short of 4, means from all these numbers at the top row, later I have to minus 4. Okay, so I hope you can tell if it's a shortage, means it's a minus here. If it's a surplus, means a leftover, it's a plus here. Okay, so I'm short of 4 minus 4. So again, I'll start off with 5, 10, 15, and so on. You can just list down a few. All right. Now I'm going to minus 4 from each of them. So imagine, let's say I just stick with one friend first. Let's say one friend I give 5. I tried to give 5, but I don't have enough. I'm short of 4 gummies. That means the real number of gummies I have is 1 gummy. You can think of it this way. Okay, so same thing, 10 minus 4, 6. Just minus 4 to all numbers. Okay, I'll just quickly show that. And okay, so before I go and find the common number, all right, you have to introduce the fixed number of friends. So we can include that in the top row. Now, in fact, if you were to write this at the beginning, I would think you can consider doing that, okay, because then you will remember that the friends has to be fixed, okay, instead of bringing it later, all right? But anyway, I'll just continue showing this. So now for the first column of numbers, this first column that I'm pointing now, this is to one friend only. Second column of numbers, this one, this is to 2 friends, right? Just now you see 5 times 2 is 10, and the 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, this is how it works. 3 friends, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so now to find out how many gummies she actually have, I need you to go and look for the common number of gummies between this row and this row. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight that out. I'm just going to draw an arrow. All right, so this row and this row. You have to take into consideration your +1 and -4, of course. You cannot tell me, say, use the ×4, ×5 row to go and find common number of gummies. Then there's no point in creating the +1 and -4 row already. Okay, so between my 2 purple colored rows, observe, is there any common number? And it must be for a fixed number of friends. So luckily we noticed this 21. Can you see that the 21 is my common number? So 21 gummies in the first scenario, second scenario, also 21 gummies, and this is given to how many friends? So this is given to 5 friends. So now I know for sure that she has 5 friends that she tried to distribute the gummies to. Okay, so the question asks how many gummies. So gummies will be your 21 gummies. So you might want to circle that up, and that will be the answer. Now, if I were to change the question, so be very careful. If I were to change the question, how many friends did she have? So if they ask how many friends, please do not put 21, because whatever you created in this table is related with the gummies. They are all about the gummies. But the friends is the one at the top here. So if I ask how many friends, you should be writing down 5 friends as your final answer.